Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book He's Read This Week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I read this week is this one. It's called After That Night by author Karin Slaughter. Karin Slaughter's published 23 novels, sold 40 million copies worldwide, and I haven't got around to reviewing one of her books yet on the channel, so I thought about time. And this is the very latest one. Came out last week, 22nd of June 2023 here in the UK. It was released. And it's the 11th outing for GBI investigator Will Trent and medical examiner Sara Linton. So what's it all about, I hear you say? Starts off with Sara Linton working in the emergency department. A young lady called Danny Cooper comes in. She's crashed a Mercedes car into an ambulance and she's got bad injuries from the car crash. While Sarah's treating Danny whispers to her that she's been assaulted and raped. Unfortunately, they're unable to save Danny because of the extent of her injuries. We move on 3 years later. There's a civil case for wrongful death brought against the person who owned the Mercedes, a guy called Tommy McAllister. Turns out that Sarah is being asked to be a witness at this court case, but she knows Tommy's parents, Mac and Britt. Mac, she trained with as a doctor. Britt trained at the same school, was a couple of years older, or 6 years older, but she knew of her and somewhat acerbic nature. Turns out that after the summing up of the trial, Sarah and Britt end up in the ladies' restroom, and Britt lets something slip that refers to an event that they used to take part in on a Friday night called the Mixer, which was a social event. And says to Sarah, "Don't you know that you're related to this?" Brings back memories of an occasion when Sarah at medical school was assaulted and raped, and Britt appears to indicate that case, although that case was solved and the person brought to justice, has a link to the current case with Danny Cooper. Sarah brings her boyfriend, partner Will Trent into this. Will and his GBI partner Faith decide to look into this, and they whittle it down to the fact that they were a group of medical students that met for the Mixer. As they look more and more into the case, which is originally off the books because Will and Faith are doing it to help Sarah out, because Sarah wants justice for Danny Cooper's parents. And they discover more and more facts that lead to the thoughts that this group of students that Sarah trained with, the ones that attended the Mixer, are up to something. So it's either persons or persons unknown have been involved with, they think, assaults and other rapes. So that's basically the story. 421 pages. Quite a lot of people involved because this book, relates to a group of people that appear to be involved in nefarious activities. And in fact, the strapline on the main cover says, "One night can change your life forever," which refers to Sarah's original rape case 15 years ago. But the actual main cover says, "When one falls, they all fall," which indicates the group of people that are involved in these activities. So it's a good crime thriller. Clearly the subject matter is difficult at times because we're talking about assault and rape, but it shows the determination of Sarah and Will to get to the bottom of this and find out and bring the perpetrators of crimes to book. So a really good read. Lots of medical details because we're talking about a medical environment and medical students that are involved. So it's clearly very well researched. It rattles along quite quickly. I'd give it 7 out of 10. It's a very enjoyable read, certainly if you're on holiday. I said, bearing in mind the subject matter is somewhat delicate, I know, but the actual way that Will and Faith and Sarah going about unfolding the clues that they're given and working out who's responsible is very cleverly written, and in that case it's a very good read. So, as I said, I'll give it 7 out of 10. That's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10 to do it again. Thanks for watching.